Semajically, AI Series 2, Episode 20. Ellie and the Watch. Ellie Jones was a young girl with a powerful obsession with time travel and would give anything for the chance to travel through time. Little did she know she was about to get her wish. As she was walking home from school one Tuesday afternoon, she noticed a gleam of golden metal in the grass embankment on the pavement. Curious, she decided to look at it closely. It was a watch that looked like a normal wristwatch, which displayed the current time of day. It was then that she noticed the other strange settings on the watch and watched as it started to glow an electric blue and strapped itself to her wrist. "Ellie, what is this thing? It's not a normal watch," she said to herself. She then noticed that the watch was now displaying a screen for different sets of coordinates. "Ellie." "What the?" she said in surprise. She tried tweaking with the buttons on the side of the watch and was surprised to find herself standing in a field on a bright sunny day. She checked the watch. It was now 2 days earlier. She had time-traveled 2 days into the past. As she left the field, she started to notice the things that were going on. A strange man, hiding behind a full-head mask, arrived in a time machine, hid it somewhere, and went to commit some crimes. She used the watch to time jump to the bank to warn them of the impending crime before time jumping to after the robbery. She then went to the alley behind the store and removed the time machine before the gang of youths could find it. Finally, she time jumped to just after she found the watch and took it home. The next day at school, she showed it to her friends as a gift from her parents, when, in reality, it was a time-traveling wristwatch with no known origin, to them anyway. After school, Ellie decided to try and learn the origin of the watch, so she used it to travel to the year 2075 to witness a scientist modifying an old golden wristwatch with some new components that would make it special. As he did this, the watch on her wrist began to glow. She'd learned when it was invented. After that, she used it to travel to the year 2150, where she learned of the founding of a police department designed to protect time and prevent any crime related to it, and saw the first generation of time agents. After using the watch to visit the years 22, 45, 23, 60, 24, 22, 25, 80, 26, 03, 27, 90 and 3086, she arrived in an abandoned building filled with agents working on trying to track down the missing time watch. She checked the watch to find that she had finally made it to the year 3458. She knew what she had to do. She approached the first time agent she could find. Agent Lucy Vincent helped her get the watch off her wrist and reset it to its original settings. She thanked her kindly for all her help and for returning the watch. "Ellie, VO, what is this place?" Agent Lucy Vincent showed her around the office and introduced her to some of her fellow agents, including the agent who lost the watch in the first place. They showed the video diary of her finding the watch and using it to try to change history as far as Babyface's crime spree was concerned, only to show her she'd failed, as the agents were still sent back to apprehend him and lose the watch she found. She was meant to find the watch and try to prevent the crime spree. The Time Commissioner came to greet her. He was very pleased to meet her and shook her hand. He thanked her for finding the watch and trying to help them. He returned the watch to her, as it was now genetically coded to fit her wrist. She promised to be careful with it, as she set it to return to her own time. She arrived back in 2025 and now an honorary time agent entrusted with the responsibility of keeping the timeline in check. She went home and started plotting out ideas for an agency that was designed to police the time continuum and prevent any crime related to it. Was it her destiny to find this watch? Was she going to grow up to become the founder of the time enforcement agency she'd just visited?